Hi, this is Rick Hill for Cooking with the Doctor Show, and today we're going to be talking about food. All food, food in general, before we do any actual cooking demonstrations. What I've done is I've gone to my local stores in San Diego, and I've purchased these products not from gigantic health food stores. So these are the things I don't trade on. These are the things I'm not going to let other people vote for me, and I eat things that are going to put me back in the hospital. It's been 38 years since I've been sick, and I'm not going to get back to that state if I can help it. God willing, and the creek don't rise. So let's go and let's talk about some of these foods. One of the things that we want to get right away, of course, is organic eggs. And not just free range. Sometimes free range is where at the end of a mile-long shelter, they have a 6-inch door at the end, where one or two of the chickens accidentally wander out in the yard and get lost. I've seen the photos. I've seen the movies of that. No, these chickens are fed organic grain. That means that they don't have the chemicals in them, the pesticides, the herbicides, the algicides. They don't have hormones. They don't have antibiotics in them. So I only get organic eggs. This is the O brand that you can get at Safeway or Vons or wherever you live if they have that chain. And these are priced right. They really are not that expensive. So they look great. They taste great. You're just going to love working with organic eggs. In our films, we're going to be working with the organic eggs. I'll show you how to take this little pan and how to make them in about 6-8 minutes without a bunch of water. And you've never had eggs that tasted that good. Here's another thing I do. Some people think once in a while this is cheating. I don't think so. This is frozen, the O brand, organic corn. Once again, all those harmful chemicals are not used. Monsanto is just going to have to take a buy on this one. We're not going to buy their chemicals. We're not going to use what they're doing. And we're going to order the organic brand. And I will, once again, take my little 1-quart pot, and I'll fill that with the peas, or with the corn and the peas. And then what I'll do is just rinse them, put it on low, and in about 10 minutes, you've got this beautiful, same color, beautiful odor. They don't mix when you're doing that, and they taste just great. Let's talk about gluten-free. You want to? This is the best tasting, mushiest, Wonder Bread-like gluten-free bread that's on the market today. And there's other good brands, but this is the one that I really like. And what a difference it makes. Now, Dr. Mark Hyman has written an article. He calls it Frankenwheat. I like that guy. Frankenwheat. In other words, he says the wheat that you and I, our parents, our grandparents ate is nothing like the wheat today. That doesn't resemble it in any form. It's even chemically different. And this is made, let me look at the directions here and give it to you. Let's see, potato starch, brown rice flour, modified tapioca starch, vegetable oil, you see what I mean? But this will not make you react. Now, let's talk a little bit about meat. We don't use much meat, do we? Especially if you're in the first 5 years of your recovery. You don't need much of this at all. I'm going to show you how to prepare meat, but this should feed a family of 6. Am I coming through loud and clear? This is not for one hamburger here. That's my point. This is, and by the way, look at it. Let's read it. This is from Trader Joe's. No antibiotics, no added hormones, 100% grass-fed, and this is organic ground beef. Now, most grocery stores now actually carry it. If they don't, you go up and say, why don't you carry some of this in the frozen section? It'll keep, but we would like to buy that. So that's ground hamburger. Here's another one, which is, of course, chicken. So once a week on treat day, or what I call cheat day, Sunday, we would make organic chicken. I am going to show you how to fry chicken without oil, and it tastes better. That's right. The natural oils from the meat come down to the chicken and give it that nice crusty glaze, caramelization, and it's delicious. My granddaughters love it when I don't use oil, when I make chicken sandwiches for them. So there it is. sustainably farmed, raised without antibiotics. Don't cheat on that. You say, well, Sundays is pot roast day. What we like is pot roast. Less than 2 pounds for the whole family. You get what I mean? We're not going to go out and order half a cow. We're not going to have prime rib that you need a step ladder in order to eat the thing. Don't do that. If you want to treat once a week, Sunday dinner, you want a pot roast, then we're going to do this. And it's raised completely all natural, no nitrates added, no antibiotics, no added hormones, all vegetarian feed, free range, and someone whistled and sang to it when it was alive. What I'm saying to you, don't eat the bad food. And you can afford. This one is $12, okay? And it should feed a family of 4. Why? Because when you treat yourself to a little meat, you just slice off a little piece and you put lots of vegetables around it, a good potato, and you're good to go, and you don't feel like your life is over. Am I getting through? Am I talking to you?
Well, Rick, the reason why I usually recommend for our patients to limit, importantly, the amount of animal protein that they consume is due to a number of studies that have been published in the medical literature. And really the first one was published almost 80 years ago. And Dr. Otto Warburg obtained a Nobel Prize for finding out the difference between the metabolism of the benign cell and the malignant cell. And he was able to show that malignant cells love animal protein.
I'm not promoting this. I'm not telling you to go buy it. But I just want you to know it's possible. We got organic Dogies. So if you know you've been treated for cancer and you're on the Real District program, but you know you're having a birthday party and all the kids are having hot dogs and you know Billy doesn't get to, oh come on, he can have one. And you put that on the grill and I'm telling you it tastes just like a regular hot dog. And Udi's makes organic hot dog buns. Okay? So I'm not promoting you eat this every day. I'm not even promoting you eat these once a week. What I am saying is what you need to be thinking about is quality of life. You want your life to have a high quality without using chemicals and without eating a whole bunch of junk food. Am I right? Do you agree? Are we on the same page? Okay. I'm pretty sure we are. All right, now at our website, which is a cancersupportshow.com. Let me say that again, cancersupportshow.com. What we're going to be doing is cooking all these things. Every week we're going to have a Cooking with the Doctor show, and you'll see the practical application of the things that we've talked about today. So for the cancersupportshow.com, this is Rick Hill. Thanks for listening. All right, Dr. Contreras had to leave the room for a few minutes, so we're going to make dessert. Because if he's here looking over my shoulder while I'm making dessert, I got to sell him on every step of the way. Okay? So you and I, a little secret between us, we are going to make dessert, but I would never do anything that would hurt you. I myself overcame terminal cancer 38 years ago. I'm not going to do anything that would hurt you, but I'm going to make something good. And about once a week, I would have about 3 or 4 bites of a dessert. Does that make sense to you? Nothing artificial, no chemicals, but just a treat like dark chocolate, something like that. Because if you're not enjoying life, if you're not living it fully, if you're not living large, then you're just existing. And I never wanted to do that, even though I got my health back using just good food. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a dessert. Oh, I got to show you. Do you like tricks? Do you like impressions? I do too. All right, we got a trick here for you. This is one of our organic eggs. And let me show you a cool trick. I got to reverse these for a second. But I saw this on the internet the other day and I just had to show you. Because the recipe is calling to separate the egg from the egg white. What we're going to do is I want to separate that egg yolk from, by the way, this is a normal everyday plastic bottle, and to just show you that it isn't a trick bottle, I found it here when I came in to this kitchen and never been in here before, and I found an empty plastic bottle. Okay, so get cued in, Alan, on that egg, and all we do is pull that yolk into there, et voila. And now we've got the yolks. Now you say, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. No problem. What we do, slide it around, and then you go, oh yeah, I did the right thing. There it is, okay? Now I need someone to look out the window and see if Dr. Contreras is anywhere in sight. I don't see him, so I have here a little bit of this is Bacardi rum. Once a week, a teeny bit in the recipe. Not doing shots. I want this clear. If he were here, I'd have to sell him one too. Good. Just to give you an idea that we're not drinkers here. No, we're talking about you getting well. So that's going to go in there. Oh, I am excited. Are you tingling all over yet? You will be. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to whip this into a frenzy. Get that out of Alan's way. These are the egg whites. And we're just going to whip those up. Dr. Contreras, since this is Talk to the Doctor, of course he's not here, what we're going to do is defend why I am using coffee on the lady fingers. And then what I'm going to do is add a layer of that. Oh, that is going to be so good. And then what we're going to do is take the gluten-free Lady Char fingers, and we're going to add one more row of these bad boys. Watch this. Are you like dying to eat this? I am. And Rosa Contreras is the one that showed me to break this up and do a half. I would have not done that. She figured it out. And we put some more of that coffee. And then we finish with the rest of the mixture. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take a little bit of dark chocolate. Just going to sprinkle that. Not much. Now don't forget my lecture. Once a week, a few bites. Do you know why I made the pan so little? It's so you don't get much sugar. You're going to hear in a minute about what too much sugar does to someone who's trying to beat terminal cancer. Welcome to the Cancer Support Show. My name is Rick Hill, and I'll be your host along with Dr. Francisco Contreras, and this is the Cooking with the Doctor Show. Today what we're going to do is talk about every day. In other words, as you know, I've been alive for 38 years since your father treated me. And the challenge with this diet, you can probably give us fill in the cracks here. But for me, the challenge with this diet is how do you stay consistent for 38 years? I mean, anybody can be a hero once or twice.
Exactly.
But 3 times a day and always making the right decision. Well, you know I have not always made the right decision, but I have mostly. So, for example, I get up in the morning and I usually have a slice of gluten-free toast. We showed you the gluten-free products earlier. And maybe a piece of fruit or two. But in the beginning, I didn't eat much fruit because of the high glycemic index. And then I make every day for the whole family this giant salad. And today, we are going to put a giant salad in here and show you how to dress it up. But long about Friday, you know?
Of course.
You change the dressing, you do a little different stuff. But along about Friday, I'd like a little piece of organic chicken in that, you know? So I'm going to show everybody how to make that organic chicken without using oil, without frying it in grease, at a safe way to do it. So what we're going to do, we have our electronic cooktop here. Pull that out so you can see it. This is magnetic, actually. And this is a magnetic pan that we showed you in our earlier. We're going to take a break in a minute and show you a little bit more about that cookware. But this cooks like twice as fast. Mm-hmm. So everything we do, we want it to be cost effective, delicious, organic, and quick. Because, yes. I mean, who's got the schedule you've got? I mean, it amazes me that you can be here. You're running a hospital down the street. I'm running a cooktop. A little
but
different.
You know, Rick, this is so important because food is such a big part of our lives. and it's a major part of the therapy. So we're using food to help you combat your cancer. But also, life has to be interesting and has to be fun. There's another element to food that's very important, and it's the communication that you give your body as far as what you are giving it. And certainly there are sacrifices. But if you're communicating to your body 3 times a day that you're willing to make a sacrifice to help you out, your body in turn is going to respond better to whatever else you do. So it's important that you try to be as strict as possible, but also to enjoy life. And that is why I agree totally with Rick that we need some breaks. What's important is what we do most of the time.
But I'm going to take the lid off here. Our pan has been preheated. And I'm going to take this chicken cutlet. And I want you to listen to this when I put it down, because you're going to hear.
Wow.
When the natural juices from this chicken get drawn out, remember we talked about that in an earlier version. When the natural juices from the chicken get drawn to the surface and caramelize, that's what's going to give us our crust, not grease and oil. And when that happens, it releases the chicken. Otherwise, I couldn't peel it off there right now. When it forms the crust, it releases the chicken, and you can flip it over and do the other side.
So very similar to what happens with the vegetables.
Exactly the same thing. Exactly.
The same principle.
If you put oils in there to fry it, you're clogging the pores of that chicken, and when you taste it, it tastes good. But what you're going to taste is that fried oil. And the natural goodness of the chicken won't be released. So as we learned from the French cooking, the mirepoix, they did not want to coat those vegetables in oil because the natural goodness didn't come out, and in fact, the flavor was changed. Look at that. And that is, do you see how it released?
Yes.
Okay. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to flip it and do the other side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build a salad here. And we're going to use good stuff. We're not going to use crummy stuff. For example, we have organic romaine hearts. And these I got at Vaughn's, or Safeway as the company is called. And I'm just going to put a light chop on this. I'm not going to do anything special to it.
But for instance, the type of lettuces that you're using here are very good. They have a very high pH. They're alkaline. And that's very good for our diet.
So again, we have organic. And this is a mix of spring mix and baby spinach. Now, people look at it and say, man, this guy's dragging everything out of packages. It's got to be fast. What I learned over the years is that even if you're eating right, if it takes forever to prepare, you'll do it for a month.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Now we have organic carrots. So let me show you the bag. Again, this is the O brand. And for a lot of this, it's actually not more expensive now than the stuff that's not organic. It used to be it was like 3 times the price, yes, years ago. But I absolutely priced this the other day, and this was within 30 cents of the non-organic brand.
I have some friends that produce now all organic vegetables, and that's what we use at the hospital. And they are telling me now that the production now, because of compost and all of the things that they do to do the organic food, is cheaper than the conventional way of growing vegetables.
So they're saving and making more money.
Yes.
Now these eggs were cooked the same way that that one is. What do you think? 2 for the salad? 3?
Yeah.
2? Okay. But I want you to see something really nice. Can you see around here, Alan? Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Do you see a green ring around the yolk?
Not at all.
You know why? We're not cooking it to death. And the flavor difference is dramatic. We make egg salad with Best mayonnaise, you know, that's a gluten-free brand. And it just makes a terrific difference when we're cooking and eating. So a little lemon pepper, tell me when, and a little salt, go ahead.
Salt, some good.
Virgin
Salt,
olive oil,
salt.
extra virgin.
Extra virgin.
For you that don't know what's virgin and extra virgin is the first press.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Anything after that is virgin. Gives it a little bit more
Are you like
taste.
tingling all over?
Mmm.
Okay, so I'm going to let you do a little mix on this. I'll trade places with you.
Just wonderful.
These cooktops here will absolutely not heat the kitchen at all. And you can have them on 6 hours, 8 hours, and it will not change the temperature of the room. And you can touch them. I mean, it's just amazing.
Gourmet food.
There it is. All right, we're going to take a break and get set up for the next meal. Worth having, huh? Now remember, you don't put that protein in every salad if you've newly been treated. But once a week, it is just a rare treat.
Right now, I have not tasted the chicken nor the egg, and it's amazing, just like that.
So on behalf of the Oasis of Hope and the Cancer Support Show, we'll be back in a few minutes with another organic fresh meal.